Hello, everyone. I welcome you to today's teaching. I am Hosanna David. Welcome. I want to talk about trials, temptations, tests, and I want to particularly talk about my mom, who at a point in time in my life became a harsh encourager to me. She encouraged me in a very harsh way. My mom, a harsh encourager to me. I want to first of all read this passage that I read yesterday when I did yesterday's teaching. Job chapter 23, verse 10. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. He knows the way that I take, and when I have been tried, I shall come forth as gold. Times of trials will always come, especially if God is preparing us for something very, very tough. I see soldiers who, during their training, I've watched videos seeing soldiers, military men, during their training, how they climb and do all sorts of training because they are being prepared to face death with their life. And they are trained uh, to face this harsh condition so that when they get to the war front, they will not um, easily give up. Soldiers don't give up. They believe that even if they die in the war front, they die for something good. They die happily because they have been trained to live like that. So the way they see death is not the way we ordinary civilians actually see death. They were trained like that. If you have a soldier man in your family or as a friend, you are not like him. They have been trained that way. Now, if God is preparing you for something big in the future, there is the need to actually train you. And this training could come in form of persecution, trials, tests, temptation, hardship, just name it. They could come in different packages at different point in time. Your life could just be segmented into different stages of trials. Now, there was this day, not just one day. I used to say, it's like I will stop going to school. Now, let me just give you a quick rundown. I started actually paying my school fees when I was in primary school. I say it that I have not enjoyed my youthful age, because from childhood I skipped youthful age and I went to adulthood of taking care of myself, handling responsibilities in life when I supposed to still be under the uh, care of my parents. My dad was nowhere to be found, and my mom was the only one taking care of us. But she became sick. She had a leg ulcer, and it was a very sympathetic situation. She, instead of providing for us, she became independent. So, because of that situation in a village, I became a farmer. And before I started high school, I was already a farmer. I had my own farms. And I just had to uh, think, how do I take care of my education when I start schooling? And I said, okay, let me have my own farm. So I had a plantation farm, plantain plantation, and I was taking care of it. And unfortunately, the flood came in 1999 and took over the whole plantation, and it was emotionally devastating to me. And I never even harvested a single bunch of plantain from that farm. It was very, very devastating to me. And when I was in senior high school, secondary school, senior secondary school, I was so many trials and I was becoming discouraged. Um, I think up to three times, different times, I said to my mom, who were even living in a mud house, And even when I became the senior prefect of St. Michael's College, Ole, in 2004 and 2005, I was living in a mother house in Ole and in Iamede in Ole. So my mom noticed that I was becoming discouraged, and I didn't actually hide it much. I said, why not I even stop schooling? Why not I stop? Then I knew I would do the work of God because I knew about my calling when I was still a child. So I was uh, striving to go to school. And one day I said, why not I even stop going to school? Why not I stop? If even if I want to work for God, must I be a graduate first? I will always work for God. It's just a matter of availability. I said it the first time, I think the second time, and then maybe the third time. My mom shouted at me and screamed. She rebuked me and said, stop saying all those nonsense, stop all those confession. She shouted the encouragement to continue moving on was very, very harsh. And I tell you the truth, it was like that a spirit of discouragement departed from me immediately. And I continued. It wasn't easy. There were times that I would be in a village, in another local government entirely. I would go there with my bicycle. I had no friend because I told myself I want to live life no matter what life presents before me. I had this very challenging childhood and youthful age. Now, why am I telling you this? When there are temptations, there are times that the Lord brings some people around us. Sometimes it could be himself. We could be passing through some tempting moments and the Lord could be hard on us, hard in quotes. That don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Hey, be focused, move on. Like a military ground where people are being trained to become soldiers. And even when you are tired, you see them saying, I watched a video, someone who was saying after the first training, he was saying, I want to go home. And they said, go home to where? And he said, no, I don't want to be a soldier again. And they said, you will continue. Who signed your paper? And he mentioned the person. Okay, did they force you to come? He said, no, nobody forced me. I actually wanted to be a soldier, but now I think I've reconsidered my ways. I don't want to be a soldier again. They told him, you have to continue. You are going nowhere. I tell you, there are times the Lord brings people like this harsh encourager. They come our way and they want us, you must do it. You have to read your books. You don't need to give up. You have to continue in this marriage. This relationship must not go. You have to continue education. And they push us and push us and push us. Do you know what? Some of us see these people as enemies. But I tell you, they are the very best people that we need at the times of trials. People who will push you even when you are tired. They hold you and pull you along and say, no, you can't give up, you can't stop here. These people are priceless, especially in the time of trial. There are some harsh encouragers. They want to encourage us, they want to pour in resources and just tell us, you can't give up. There is a brighter future for you. It's not about now. Look at the future that God has prepared for you. If you have people like this around you, don't throw them away. Job said, when I have been tried, I shall come forth as gold. There are times of temptations, they must surely come. The Bible says that the things that cause offense must surely come. They will definitely come. The things that bring temptation, they must come. But if you find harsh encourager around you, don't throw them away. I know sometimes you want to help some people because you have maybe some spiritual insight and you know they shouldn't give up, they shouldn't just you don't want to let them go, because there is so much that God has prepared for them. Sometimes they just tag you, oh, this guy is troubling my life. Oh, this person is troubling my life. Oh, this person is not satisfied with the pace at which I am growing spiritually. Oh, I'm tired. I can't cope with this person. This friendship is too harsh for me. I can't take it anymore. It's my life. Leave me. Let me live my life the way I want to live it. Oh, it's not about you. It's me. Remember, it is my life. You are living your life, so leave me. Let me live my life. I know there are people who have this kind of reactions and they discourage you. But I tell you the truth, this shouldn't be. If our parents are pulling us along, go to school, don't give up, or your wife, your husband, they want to encourage you in life, don't see them as being too hard on you. They are instruments in the hands of God. God will never come down to pull us like that, but He uses people like that. He brings people like that around us to encourage us. Even in ministry, there are people who encourage me. I am running a very difficult ministry in our time. You know, the best way to make enemies today is just to speak the bitter truth. Whether you want to step on people's toes or not, whether you want to step on people's feet or not, if you resolve to speak the truth, you are going to offend millions of people. And when you are out to speak the truth, you make enemies unknowingly to yourself. Even some people who will present themselves as friends inwardly are enemies, because there is something you are saying that is constantly infuriating them, something that is vexing them. So God brings people around me to encourage me, don't give up, continue, just like that. You know, I'm a human being. There are times I feel very discouraged. Oh, sometimes I could feel, am I going to fight like this all my life? Is there no moment of rest? Why must every day be temptation, temptation? Sometimes before I wake up, sometimes before I get up from my bed, the Lord will be telling me, be careful with this person, be careful with this person. They are sending this lady to you, be careful with this. Sometimes I could just, oh, when will all these things stop? Must I be a careful person before I make any step? I have to look very well first. Sometimes could be really, really challenging. I don't know what you're passing through, and I don't know the person the Lord has brought your way. There could be some harsh encourager around you. Don't throw them away. They are priceless, and encourage them to continue to encourage you. Don't see them as enemies. They are the very best of friends that you can ever have. Thank you for watching this video. Tomorrow I'm going to drop another video as a follow-up. Don't forget to share my videos and also subscribe to my YouTube channels, Eagle Eye Opener, Hosanna E.E. David, and also Biblical Sexual Purity. You can visit our websites, eagleeyeopener.com and biblicalsexualpurity.com. God bless you. Bye-bye.